Well. Good evening, good afternoon, and in some places, good morning to all you wisdom walkers out there. This is Jojopah Maria coming to you with astrology for self mastery. Let's see if I can get up my little banner. I like putting up my little banner every time. It's really fun. Let's see if it works. Ah, there it is. Yes. And this is for the beginning of December, from the 1st through the 12th. I'm going to share some astrological aspects with you. And as it says in these quotes about December from three of the astrologers I like, yeah, it is a time of letting go. And you know what? It's the end of the year. I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired. I like, I am like end of the year, end of 2022, exhausted because it is yeah, it's been a journey, and it's not over yet. There's not over yet, as the astrologers talk about. We still have some things going on, some powerful things going on, but it really is all designed to help us do what? Oh yes, move forward into the new year of 2023, which is going to be a nature year. And so we're going to get to experience more of the wonderful changes that we have been brought to experience in life. And it's all designed to evolve us and to help us become the best version of ourselves. Yes, we know this, definitely. Um, in the astrology for these first 12 days, a pattern that I noticed I wanted to share with you is that on the 3rd, the 6th, and the 9th, we have the energies of where a personal planet, well, one of them's not personal planet, it's an outer planet, but two of the personal planets in this outer planet, they first have a hard aspect the beginning of the day. And by the end of the day, they've moved into another area of the sky. Yeah. And so it's like the relief from the hard aspect comes in the day. And I definitely have felt that where I've started out the day feeling one way of, "Ah," and then by the end of the day, I'm like, back in the flow. Things are feeling good. But it's interesting that it came on the 3rd, the 6th, and the 9th of this month. And you'll see it when I share these aspects with you. Because it's in a series of three. And three is an important sacred number because it's beginning, middle, and end. And in the numerology, if you add those three numbers up, 369, numerologically, you come to a nine, which is about what? Yeah, endings. It's about endings. And so, as the title and my astrology report for you is about, it's about letting go. So let's see, without further ado, what it is that we need to be letting go of. And already comments. Hi, Amina. Thank you. Yes. Let go. Let go. Definitely. And as you all can see in my backdrop, if you've been watching before, you notice sometimes I've filmed here and you can see all these wonderful books. Well, they're gone. They are in boxes. I do plan to take them with me, but still, I have to let go. And I may have to have them in storage for a while. I don't know. But again, it's this letting go. But as you can see, the only thing you don't let go of yet is you don't let go of Yoda and Baby Yoda. No, that represents your wisdom, and we hold on to that. So thank you, Amina, and for those of you who are watching and listening in, I'm so grateful. So let me hide this. Let me make sure I turned off the music. I'm pretty sure I did, but it can get crazy. Okay, we're good. All right, so here we go into the astrology for this time that we are in. We can start out back with last Thursday, the 1st, and we had Mercury in Sagittarius squaring Neptune in Pisces. Neptune retrograde in Pisces is still retrograde. That's getting ready to shift. And as it says here, this is a confusing aspect, can distort important facts, hard to get a straight answer from anyone, especially yourself. And when dealing with family and friends, you try to stick to the basics of communication. And yes, and the best way to be communicating. That's another really important thing. Like, don't push it. Don't push it. Then on that same day, we had Venus in Sagittarius sextiling Saturn in Aquarius. And this transit encouraged us to take a common sense approach to any relationship worth lasting. Good energy for making serious and long-term commitments, an excellent time to start a savings plan and or paying off debt. Your creative talents succeed in anything requiring detail and organization. Yeah, yeah. Really super cool. Very nice with that one. So, and again, you see that on the same day, you get a little hardness and then you get something soft going on. So here we go. The other thing too about this month is that we didn't have the buildup of aspects one day after another in the way we have for like the last 2 to 3 months. There definitely are like um days when there's going to be at least two aspects, but it's broken out. It's not every day, so we are kind of getting a little bit of a break here with what's going on. So here we go. So the next day is the third. See, it was a day in between. And on Saturday, this past Saturday, the third, we had Venus in Sagittarius squaring Neptune, still retrograde in Pisces. And as it says here, this square between Venus and Neptune can lead to insecurity about yourself and your appearance. It's essential to realize that such impressions are distorted and do not match reality. A poor self image at this time can lead to difficulties in relationships. Under this aspect, opportunities for deception abound, especially when it comes to love. Yeah. So interesting, this aspect showing up to really kind of squeeze out, if you will, again, any of that lingering negativity and feelings of I'm not enough or I'm a victim to life energy. Because again, the universe really does want us to enter into this new year fresher, cleaner, more confident, and ready for all the new that's coming in. So that's what that aspect was about. But on the same day, we had Neptune leaving and going direct in Pisces. I mean, not leaving Pisces, but going direct. And here's why that's important. Now that Neptune goes direct, the fog will finally lift. Yay! And we will be able to see the world more clearly. Things will finally start to make sense again. Yes. And if it didn't happen for you on that day, know that it's coming. It really is, it's coming. As it says, we pulled back into our fantasy world once again as Neptune tries to rescue us from reality. It's a good time to use our compassion and idealism to help the world through kindness. And, the thing about this aspect, in terms of when it talks about our fantasy world, this to me really is lining up with no, if we want a better world, we've got to imagine it. So the fantasy world is really about us using our imagination. And those of you out there who are creatives like me, you know what that means, right? Because you've got to actually imagine it, you've got to feel it, you've got to experience it at some level in that fifth dimension, in that higher timeline, before it can show up in the third dimension. So now, for those of us who have been kind of feeling a little blocked in being able to imagine, yeah, now that Neptune is going direct, yes, it's going to be much easier. And especially for those of us with Pisces in our natal charts. Yeah. Now, let's jump to tomorrow. See, we get nice in between timing going on. And tomorrow, we get first a square of Mercury in Sagittarius squaring Jupiter in Pisces. Now, it's difficult to trust anybody today, is what this is talking about, including yourself. Okay. Be realistic to avoid manipulation. You will have to pay extra attention to how you express yourself. You may get a bit too cocky, which could come across as arrogance or even bigotry in your speech. And the real message with this one, the deeper message, let me say, with this aspect is about the fact that we have to just pay attention. We have to pay attention and be conscious of what's going on in our feelings. Yeah. Because if you've been stuffing stuff in, if you've been feeling like a victim, but you haven't expressed it, you haven't said anything, you haven't set your boundary, then very unconsciously you will be transferring your pain. So this aspect is really saying, stop and listen to yourself. And that not trusting anyone, it really is because we're not trusting ourselves. We're not feeling quite there yet in our confidence. Now, there are those of us who are feeling very confident. So I'm not talking to you. Y'all know who I'm talking to, and I'm including myself in this because it's been rocky. It's like some days I'm good. I'm like, yeah, I'm Jojopah. I got that. I get what she is. I get who she is. I understand all that. And then there's some days I'm like, oh my God, who am I? Why am I? So, yeah, that's what this is about, is just slow down, take your time, and let's see before we try to make anything happen. Definitely. Definitely. So on the same day, we get Mercury entering Capricorn. The planet of communication will be in Capricorn for the rest of 2022. Communication will be somber but practical as we focus on business, career, and other pressing responsibilities. And I want to include your family in that, especially those of you who are parents, okay? Because oftentimes we think, getting practical and taking care of business is, all of what's outside our door. No, it really has to do also with what is inside our home. So if in the last weeks you've got all excited about the future and came up with new ideas, now that Mercury has entered Capricorn, it's time for action. Capricorn is the most strategic sign of the zodiac. So during this transit, our mind will automatically become more goal oriented. Now it's time to connect the dots and take practical steps toward reaching your goals. Yes. And again, just like I said, same thing in terms of your home and with your family. Now, the next day is the big event in regards to the moon. We're going to get our full moon in Gemini. And as I put here in my little collage, pow! Yeah, there's a pow energy in this, a really pow energy in this. Hold on, I'm going to share a couple of comments right now. Let's see, we got Michael DeMine from Phoenix, Arizona, and his um, We Merge Energies. No, it's not We Merge Energies, but it's We Merge. That's his website. Hey, Michael, good to hear from you. Good to see you're watching. And his platform, which, see, I'm having a senior moment. I can't remember his platform. It'll come back to me. Or Michael, write your platform there. Why am I doing the work when I don't have to? Write for me what your platform is and remind me, because I'm crazy right now and I do want to give you a plug. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Hey, TK, good to see that you're here listening in, sweetheart. Thinking about you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So here's our full moon. The full moon on December the 7th. The past comes back to haunt us so that we can choose to focus this anxious energy to building a brighter, happier future. Yeah, yeah. Called the cold moon in the northern hemisphere. This lunation is a good time to contemplate bringing the things in your life that do not inspire you to a natural completion. Yes, we need to have it completed. Very, very important. And again, it's about things that don't inspire you. Okay, so that you can make room for the things that do inspire you. As it says here, too, this lunation in Gemini is conjunct retrograde Mars, square Neptune in Pisces, and trine Saturn in Aquarius, making it action packed for changing up what no longer works. And at the bottom quote is, honor the shadow, be aware of your emotions, and do something creative that brings beauty into your life. Gemini carries the energy of the fact that we have choice. Okay. It's not in the way that we think. It's not like we can choose over everything. There are going to be things that happen to us in life or come to us in life that we don't have a choice about. It's part of what we agree to with our sacred contracts. But the way that we respond to these things, especially the challenging things, that we get to choose. That's the love over fear piece. And so that's the energy of this full moon. Like whatever challenge is showing up, know that it's got purpose, do your work, and choose that love over fear because a new day is coming. Yes. Oh, and great, Michael, thank you so much. Bond to Build is the name of his platform. Yes, yes, yes. It's a wonderful, wonderful way to connect with people and not have to deal with trolls and and people who are in fear, but to connect with a community of people who are creative and really want to live their happy endings in life. I am going to be opening up my spiritual community through that platform. More to come very, very soon. Thank you, Michael. Wonderful. Absolutely. So, with this full moon, we also have a hard aspect. And that's why, again, that pow, because you just want to be aware that, okay, it's a full moon, but this is going to be a little hard one because we have the sun in Sagittarius opposing Mars retrograde in Gemini. As it says here, a competitive and aggressive aspect that can cause hurt feelings and conflict, especially when it comes to our employers, colleagues, and associates. It's a good idea to think before we speak. And it's kind of going back to that other one on the third. Again, it's the same kind of energetic, just asking us to slow down, be considerate first of yourself, but also what you may be unconsciously getting ready to transfer onto somebody else. So again, I think these aspects are designed to just really help us again become conscious of what isn't working for us, what's not inspiring us, so that we can move into 2023 freed up from inappropriate obligations. Yeah, things that aren't working. Absolutely. So now we go to Friday, the 9th, and this again is one of those days where I told you starts out a little hard, but then it's going to soften up. So here's the hard. The hard is a square between Venus in Sagittarius and Jupiter in Pisces. Now, it's an interesting square because, like it says here, a great day to socialize, have fun, and make new friends, but very easy to overindulge as this aspect is not famous for self-discipline. So it's a square because it brings an energy that you might not think would show up. So the message here is again, if you're out partying, having a good time, doing what you want to do, just set your boundary first for yourself and then with others so that you don't what? Yeah, that you don't give your power away. There's no need to do that. Not at all. Especially not now. Not as we're coming to the end of this year. So, on the same day, though, we get Venus moving into Capricorn. And during this transit, we're going to be less interested in romantic flings or financial risk taking and more drawn to situations that offer us stability, longevity, and security. We won't want to waste our precious time or money on people or things that aren't going to bring us pleasure for the long haul. Now, isn't that just wonderful? So again, in the beginning of the day, it can be kind of crazy and trying overstepping our bounds, but then that energy shifts, boom, and you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it's like, oh, wait a minute, I'm saving up for this, or I laid a foundation for that, and let me not lose that, but let me begin to continue, as it says here, building on stability, longevity, and security. Yeah. Again, back to the things that inspire us. And then last but not least, we have, oh, I'm sorry, I almost forgot. I wanted to share this from Astro Butterfly with you about Venus entering Capricorn because it's really cool. She says, Venus is what we like and what we value. Venus is how we feel about things and people. When Venus enters Capricorn, we become more intentional, more strategic about what we want. Our standards rise. Capricorn is a sign that likes clarity. So if you are a bit unsure about what your motivations and priorities are, Venus and Capricorn will help you clarify that. And once you know what you want, there's nothing that is going to stop you from attracting it and manifesting it into your life. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Astro Butterfly. Isn't that just lovely? So wonderful. Okay, now, lastly, we have on next Monday, the 12th, a sextile. So we have a flow energy. And this is the sun in Sagittarius, sextiling Saturn in Aquarius. This transit gives patience, perseverance, and a strong work ethic, or I like to think a strong intention and capacity to share your gifts, your talents, and your genius. Yeah. These attributes, together with a sense of duty and serious attitude, make this an excellent time to meet your goals. You will be determined to get practical results and make no mistakes. Isn't that lovely? Just lovely and so, so, so very needed. Yeah. Yeah. I'm loving that. I'm loving that. Absolutely. So there you have it. There's our astrology for self mastery for this first part of December, as we are definitely closing out, definitely letting go of what can no longer serve us, um, what we don't need to have trying to serve us or thinking this is what should be serving us. Yeah, yeah. And, I want to just say this, folks, that um, if you're still standing, feel so good about it. Really give yourself that big pat on the back, because this has not been an easy time by any stretch of the word. And for people in parts of the world that are actually in war, actually in a natural disaster, or, it's, yeah, and we're all feeling that. We're all feeling that to some degree. We really are. So, take care of yourselves, nurture yourselves, be well, be safe. Remember that you are not alone. We are all in this together. The reality is, it is. We're all in this together. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. And I look forward to seeing you again. In my new living space, and we'll see what it brings. I'm just open to learning. I hope you stay open to learning. And again, let go, let it all go so that you can have the new that is here for you. Bye bye for now. Oh, one more comment. One more comment. I feel more complete with these reminders. Sending everyone lots of light and love. Thank you, Amina. Thank you. I'm glad I caught it before I signed off. Bye-bye again.